Hi everybody, it's Derek with Hi-Fi Resale Shop, back for another video on what sold over the weekend for me. We do these so that I can share things that I've sold, so when you go to garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, maybe you can find a few things similar in nature and help your eBay selling go a little bit better. I started this journey several years ago when I recommitted myself to my eBay store, thinking that I can make it a full-time opportunity for me, work for myself, because I have this thing where I work for about 4 years for anybody, and it kind of goes really well, and then I kind of get burned out on it after about 4 years. I quickly move up through, if I start somewhere not at the top, I quickly get to the top of the organization, the local organization, one would say, and then I get frustrated when there's no movement after the initial climb. So, because and then it becomes more political, like posturing and stuff like that. So I found I just would rather work for myself. I also wanted to spend some more time with my kids and stuff like that. So that was the thought behind it. But on that journey, I found some people on YouTube that I didn't like to watch before I started to try and do this on my own. And there are a few. There's a few that I like to watch. I'd like you in the comments below to list some of the places where you get your information. Who are you watching on YouTube? And I would love to check them out. So there's several people that I watch. Like a daily watch for me is Shed Flips. I just like the dynamic between Lonnie and Candace, husband and wife team. Part of me wishes I had that, but my wife is not interested in eBay stuff. She's interested in going to garage sales, interested in excited about what sells, but has no desire to list anything. She'll answer emails. She used to do all the messages because I didn't have time for them when we were saying that we were doing it as a team back in the day when we were selling stuff on Craigslist, furniture on Craigslist and stuff. She would do all the messaging part of it, and I would let her do all that. Now I just since it's just eBay messaging, I can handle all that. So Shed Flips is the first one. That's my go-to. I like watching that. And then the next go-to, because I do like doing storage lockers. I haven't done one recently, but I do love storage lockers, buying storage lockers and stuff. My next one is Bearded Thrift Machine. Now they didn't start out as storage locker sellers, and they do whatnot now, so that they don't really talk about eBay that much anymore. And but I like the storage locker aspect of the Bearded Thrift Machine and the Flip Squad, which is their second channel, which is their daily thing. I just like he's very entertaining. Julian's very entertaining to watch, so I'm interested in that. Mostly for the storage locker stuff. Some of the other stuff, it's just like somebody talking in the background, so not so much. But I really like the storage locker aspect of it. I do think on that channel, he deems things junk a lot, which have value. It's just a lesser value, and since they don't do swap meets or garage sales or anything like that, they tend to. It looks like they tend. It sounds like they tend to throw a lot of stuff away, which could be deemed valuable by other people, and it's not going to make you more than a couple bucks or whatever, but somebody's going to want it. One of the times is they had a bunch of like a whole a store's locker, and somebody had taken the CDs out of their cases, probably a 90s kid, and put them in, the binders, and then they had all the CD cases, and he's like, it's just garbage. And being a media seller, I immediately see that that's hundreds and hundreds of cases that somebody's gonna want to replace broken cases in their media selling business. I mean, you could sell that. I mean, if you really wanted to sell it, if you wanted to keep it out of landfill, you could sell it. So something like that. So Tread Flip, Spirited Thrift Machine, and those are my two go-to all the time. And then I watch some other like political type stuff, but that's about it. And unrelated to reselling, I used to watch Commonwealth Picker. He just, I don't know, it's so much talk and so little about selling on eBay. It's just like word soup, so many words for such a little amount of stuff going on his YouTube thing, that I have shied away from watching him very much anymore. But I will occasionally turn it on to see what he's saying. Tech and Sports, used to watch that all the time. That was like a constant look up to see if there was new material on there. But then that got old hat, because I don't necessarily want to turn my life into a machine. So I don't want to think about eBay 24/7. I don't want to have to ship out 250 packages a day. I don't want to have to try and list 100 items a day. Doesn't sound fun. It would probably not be fun anymore to do it that way. I mean, like, I got 20 packages to ship out today. It's going to take me the better part of 2 hours with interruptions from the kids to get that done. It is noon right now, and as soon as I'm done with this video, I will try and figure out if they've eaten anything for lunch, even though Alexa has already asked them if anybody's eaten lunch. I will go in and see if anybody's actually eaten anything today, and then make some lunch for them if they haven't already grabbed something on their own. We have stuff that they can grab on their own and eat, but a lot of times they just can't tear themselves away from whatever they're doing to do that. So I will do that. But I don't want to have this machine that I have to constantly keep up with. The good side is getting sales, and then when you have a lot of sales, like over the weekend, and then you come to Monday, I spend all my time packaging them up, which is great because I got sales, but I don't get to list anything because I got sales, and I have to package everything up. So it's 6 of one and half a dozen the other, or whatever they say. It's a double-edged sword kind of deal. So we want the sales, but it keeps us from listing new stuff. So I haven't really listed anything probably for a week. Sales have been pretty good, even without that. I listed 2 things the other day. They were both like pop culture related. One was a ashtray for Kiss the day after Ace Frehley died. That sold that day. I knew it would. I was hoping it would, and it did, for like $39. And I had just found it like a couple weeks earlier, so it was good timing on that, on the sale. But yeah, so Tacken, Commonwealth Picker. I've watched ADH Dave, and it's just too crazy for me. I can't keep up with that. I like the Nurse Flipper. Although her videos are very repetitive, she has different topics and stuff, but they're very repetitive because she's always buying the same things. It's not like a Store's Locker where you don't know what you're gonna get. But she does higher end items. She has a metric of like probably not putting up stuff that's going to make her less than $25 profit. So that's good if you're going that direction. That's a good one to check out. And there used to be one that I would watch. I think it was Thrift and Thrive, or Thrift and Save, or something like that. And she was a lady down in Florida that was like a part-time picker, did YouTube, and she picked up high-end clothing. She was really good at it, although she seemed like she was very family-oriented because she did not put out videos on a good frequency. So, but I did enjoy watching her. There are other people. There's hundreds of other people. But if you have somebody that you have as a go-to, and then the media sellers that I watch. So I watched Secondhand Media Man, and he's fun to watch, and he strictly does media, so you're not going to get anything other than that out of there. But he's fun to watch, and he's got a lot of information. He's been doing it a while, and let me see if I can find this name. And then there's another media seller that I watch, and he's from Illinois, and he buys lots of CDs and stuff like that for sale. Let me see what his name is. Subscriptions. This is what I should have done. I should have had the subscription thing up, and it'll tell me everybody's name. Okay, it's down here. Okay. So there's Shed Flips, Bearded Thrift Machine, Flip Squad. Oh, Justin Resells. Justin Resells is more technical, and he's got software that he's he's using that is his proprietary owned software, and some days I think about getting that. I like it a lot, and I just have never pulled the trigger on it. Pro Picker I like, out of Ohio. He shows just him going to garage sale. He used to have a channel called Pro Flipper, which I liked, where they picked their orders and stuff like that. Tekken Sports, Carry It Home. She's from around St. Louis. Also, Justin Resells is in the St. Louis area. So Carry It Home, a wife and husband team that sell predominantly jeans out of the St. Louis area. Grams and Pops Vintage. They are out of, I believe, South Dakota. And so they have limitations because they're rural, and they can speak to doing eBay from a rural setting and how to navigate through that. They seem to be fairly successful. Um, let's see, Happy Heart Treasures. They're out of Oklahoma, and that's a husband and wife team, and they do storage lockers, so you get some of that. And I think they take a laid back approach to reselling. It seems like. Media Picker. Media Picker is a guy from Illinois who sells CDs. I think he's strictly CDs. So a collector slash seller called the Media Picker. Let me see who else is in here. Josh Graff. I think he's from Ohio or Indiana, and he sells media, and he used to sell a lot of sewing machine parts, which I found fascinating. I know nothing about, but he knows a lot about it. Millennium Prophet I don't really watch anymore. It's too much of the grind type of like selling kind of thing, like making it such a hustle. I don't like the word hustle, like I just want to chill and do it. Secondhand Media Man, Rad Relics, Resale Brothers. They usually do a lot of stuff where they critique other people, which is interesting to see somebody else's take. Commonwealth Picker, and the Nurse Flipper there. So there's a whole bunch of others that I haven't watched in a while. Craigslist Hunter is fun to watch. He's a pawn shop owner, and you get to see his interactions with his customers at the pawn shop. And that is based out of, I think, Woodstock, Illinois, or somewhere around Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is kind of where I used to live. Used to travel to Crystal Lake all the time to do some things that I was involved in. So I knew that area. So it's, interesting to hear people and see people from that area and stuff. But all the way back to the beginning of this conversation was, what YouTubers do you watch? Put them in the comments. Let me know who you're watching. And then I have another question, which I don't use AI in my listings at all. I mean, I use the Google photo thing, so that's probably AI, but that has made reselling a lot easier on research. But other than that, I won't let an AI lister create my title or anything like that. So if I've got to check it, I might as well do it myself. So, and at this point, it doesn't make a perfect listing, so you got to check it. Okay, so with that all being said, put in the comments also if you're using any AI systems to create your listings. A lot of times what I'm hearing is that if you do bulk listings of the same kinds of items, it comes in really handy. Like if you're doing all postcards or all patches or all baseball cards, it can really speed up the process. Eventually they're not gonna want some people up there with 10,000, a million items listed. It's just like they're gonna be like, we're gonna limit how many you're gonna have. So having just really good stuff up is, in my mind, just better. So find good stuff, put it up. So let's get into the stuff that sold this weekend. 20 items that sold up until now for just shy of $500. And we'll just go through them, show you what sold so you can keep an eye out for it. The first thing is a J. Jill black flat front tapered pants, petite, size 10. So they're just like this. They have a side zip on them. Somebody's just buying pants for work, We need a black pair of slacks. So these I got at Betty and Bobby Allison charity sale for 30 cents, and I got $16.99 for those, plus shipping. The next item is a shirt. It is an American Eagle Active Flex shirt, size large, and nothing special. It's like a crew neck, long sleeve, red. Sold for $5 plus shipping on top. This is an old listing. Let me see how old this thing is. June 13th of 2024. So way over 2024. Like a year and a half, maybe it's been up. I noticed something when I give people, when somebody sends me an offer now, it'll tell me how many days it's been up to make a decision on how to sell it. I think that's really cool. The next thing that's sold is an unbranded Top Gun Halloween costume. So this is the flight suit. It's got some patches already sewn on it that say Top Gun and stuff, maybe a flag or something. So it says Top Gun up here. It's got a flag on the arm. It's got a squadron patch there on the arm, and that's about it. It's just an olive green fake flight suit, jumpsuit. Do the zippers even work on it? Okay, this side zipper works, but these pockets in front, they don't really work, because it's just a costume. This is like a large costume, extra large costume. There's no tag in it, so I had to just guess. It's kind of loose on my mannequin. That guy over there, he's a large, so it's kind of loose on him, so I would say it's an extra large. So that came with dog tags here. There's a pair of sunglasses in here, and then it comes with these two patches. So one patch says Goose, the other patch says Maverick. So that goes together with this flight suit. So it's a nice full costume kind of deal. And it sold for $44.99 plus shipping on top. And there's another similar costume that's sold too. So that's also Top Gun. Okay, so both of those sold. The next item that's sold is a CD. Let's see, are the CDs under here? Where are the CDs? Okay, now hold on a second. Okay, found them under some tape here. Okay, so the next thing that sold was this CD. PM Dawn, I Die Without You. I think it is just it's a CD single. It's got 5 tracks on it, it looks like. And it was in the song in the movie Boomerang back in the day. You remember that? What Halle Berry was in Boomerang, Eddie Murphy, and Robin Givens. And Robin Givens' claim to fame was that she was married to Mike Tyson back in the day, and then they got a divorce because he supposedly hit her, which I don't necessarily think he did. I think they just wanted to send him to jail. Okay, the next thing is this Batgirl costume. Oh, the PM Dawn CD, $5.99 plus shipping on top. The next item that's sold is this DC Comics Batgirl. It is for a small adult. So it's got gloves, it's got these armbands, it's got this eye thing, and now that I'm looking at it, this is not the right thing. This is a child's. I will have to grab it, but it is a Batgirl costume, much the same as this, but that is not the right item that I picked off the shelf, so I will have to find the other one. But that Batgirl costume sell for $7.49 plus shipping on top. The next item to sell was this Coldwater Creek black and red floral long sleeve blazer jacket top. It was Chico size 1, which is a small, and this jacket sold for $16.99 plus shipping on top. The next item to sell was from my Altered State buy. Back to that jacket, 75 cents was the cost at a garage sale. Back to this Altered State buy, $6.56 was the cost on these items. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Now, not so much. But Altered State, new with tags, extra small, $22.49 for this like halter top corset blouse in green. $22.49 for that. There's still one of those available. The next item to sell was another baseball. So this is a Phillies baseball. I wrapped it in cellophane so they don't get scuffed. Phillies team logo from 1997. $22.49 for that. The next item that sold was a lot of 2 CDs. One being new, one being opened. I think is the case. Yeah, this one's sealed in the package, and this one is not, but I think it was new. It just got opened. These are called Sealed Spread the Jam, and it says for promotional use. A bi-monthly CD compilation is dedicated to exposing new talent through in-store play. There's a Patti Smith and Don Henley song on here. There's a Gin Blossom song, Hey Jealousy, I remember that. There's a Suicidal Tendencies song on that one. There's a Roseanne Cash on this one. And that's about it. That's about it. So those 2 CDs sold for $12 plus shipping on top. And they will be going out. Okay, the next item is the other Top Gun package. So again, it's a green flight suit with sunglasses, a dog tag, and it's a fake dog tag. It just says name, rank, and something else. It's extra large, and it's got a hat that goes with it. So it's this is the costume, and this is the hat that goes with it, and the hat says Top Gun. It's got the 2 patches just like the other one did, but they're black and red, and they say Goose and Maverick. So it's kind of the same, but not. It's from Leg Avenue. It's the actual brand name. and it sold for $38 plus shipping on top. This guy asked if I could get it to him by Friday, and I told him I can't guarantee that, man, but we'll ship it out. Hopefully it gets there, because if it doesn't, he's gonna send it on back. So I told him on Friday that if he ordered it before noon, I would make sure it got in the mail on Friday, and he didn't do that. He bought it at like 8 p.m. at night, so I don't really feel terrible, but I will ship it out. The next thing that sold was this Bubba Gump hat. See, everybody's putting together these Halloween costumes. This person messaged me and tried to get it for $2. I said, no way. Well, I didn't say anything. I just countered back $5.99. Then he put $3. I put $5.99. Then he put $4. I put $5.99. And then he bought it for $5.99. So this Bubba Gump hat, vintage 2006. This sold for $5.99 plus shipping on top. That is actually one that came out of a storage locker, I think, because I have my own Bubba Gump hat that I use in my group of costumes that I wear now and then for, costume parties and stuff. So all the costumes that I wear need to involve somebody with a beard. So those are the costumes that I do. Got Forrest Gump. I got Dr. Richard Kimball is one of the costumes that I have from The Fugitive, and the Big Lebowski. The dude from The Big Lebowski is one of my favorites. But he's supposed to only have like a goatee, but I always just leave my beard on. Everybody seems to get it still. The next item is a pair of pants. Let's see here. So these are Ann Taylor Loft khaki slacks, size 10, medium. They sold for $16.99 plus shipping on top. The next two items are sold to the same person. They came from the Owl liquidation auction, and they have a cost of $1 or less on them. And these two sweaters, these two tank knit sweaters, they're both 4XLs. They sold for $9 each, and they will go out together, and I will refund that person a little bit of shipping on the combined shipping on that. The next item that sold was a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. This Mickey Mouse sweatshirt with the wide neck is a medium, and this sold for $12 plus shipping on top. This came out of a Facebook Marketplace bag sale that I deem the mistake buy, and this cost $3.50. It sold for $12 plus shipping on top. I have made my money back on the mistake bag already, but totally should not have bought that stuff. Had a discussion with the girl at the place that I was picking up. I was like, if you want to do this again, well, I picked up the stuff, I brought it home, I looked at it, I called the girl because we had talked about her wanting to continue to do this over and over again, and I was like, if you want to do this over and over again, you can't give me stuff with holes in it. I don't want it. And so she didn't seem very receptive to that, so I don't think she's ever going to call again. But anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. Hey, if I'm going to buy stuff from you, it's got to be in tip-top shape. So the next thing that sold was the Truth 25th anniversary religious worship music. This sold for $12 plus shipping on top. The next thing is this. So these sequin Tipsy Elf green sequin leggings, new with tags. For I put in Christmas and Elf. These sold for $22.49. I got these from a pallet store thing, and I bought them for $3.23. They sold for $22.49 plus shipping. The next item is a Chico's shirt. It's got like a square neck on it. It's long sleeve, and it is a Chico's 4, which is 2XL size. And this came from the Betty and Bobby Allison charity garage sale, so it cost 30 cents on it, and this sold for $22.49. Let's see, is this the last item? The last item is another Top Gun related thing. So there's a lot of people out there going to be Top Gun. So this is like a fake leather jacket for a costume. It's got patches all over it. It's got a flag on the arm. It says Top Gun on this arm. And it has the Maverick patch already on it. So this Maverick aviator jacket, it's an XL. And this sold for $35.99. So those will go out today. Let me refresh. This morning there were like 19 offers to be put out, so I did that. I haven't seen any of that come back yet. No responses back to that stuff. Excuse me. So we will wait till the rest of the day to see if any of that stuff comes back to us. Usually at least one or two of those will turn into a sale. But that's it. Everything that sold over the weekend. Some pretty good sales in there. I like selling the clothing between $15 and $25. More is great. Last week was pretty cool. What was that? Thursday, we had the best day in several months that we've had. It was like $489 or something like that. Gross sales. So Sunday last week, I talked about it. We did $47 or whatever. And let's see. 1, 2. There are 4 days in the past 31 days that were under $100 in sales, gross. So every other day has been over $100 gross sales, with the topper being last Thursday, which was $489 or something like that. We had 250 on last Monday, 250, 170, 182, 489, 223, 275. Yesterday was 121. So it keeps going. Didn't do good with listing or anything like that. I do have a pile. This Chiefs hockey jersey from Slapstick, that's gonna go up soon. And then I have a whole pile over here of stuff that I took photos of the other day. It includes like a whole bunch of jackets, like leather jackets and stuff that should be good money. So I got all that, and then I got through the men's tops, so that's all men's tops and jackets and stuff like that. And then I have a bin of men's bottoms. Slowly working on this group of stuff. The bins used to all be over here, and I'll be able to get through that stuff. I have somebody dropped off a bunch of CDs that they thought were trash, and I'll have to go and look through all those. But I haven't even had a chance to even open a box. I'm so backlogged with other stuff. And I don't know where I was going to put those when I start going through them. So I wanted to create some space before I brought anything else in here. But this is turning into a long video. Remember, put down below your favorite YouTube resellers. I'd love to branch out and to find some new people to look at, listen to, get new takes on things. But remember, Jesus loves you, wants to have a relationship with you. Find yourself a nice church and do indeed read your Bible. Get to know the Word of God. It is the Bible is the living Word. And remember, when you're out at a garage sale or thrift store, that estate sale, and you find that really cool item, remember, if there's no one else to give a high five to, remember, always give yourself a high five. See you later.